Hello and welcome to chapter 157 of our streaming adventure. The plan today and going forward on Thursdays is to kind of use it as a testing day. Usually I get too close, or since I normally plan to have Fridays off, when I have Fridays off because normally something's happening. And then on Saturday in the morning, it's like, okay, well, I got to get this done, and then I can get ready for the challenge. I come down here and I sit for the challenge, and it's like, well, I haven't played anything all week. And then I feel hesitant about, oh, well, do I really want to spend 300 play points on this? I don't know how it's going to do, and I kind of have these arguments with myself. They're not arguments, but healthy debates with myself where I don't know, I kind of talk myself out of certain things, or what's a better way to say it? Not giving the deck a chance because instead of just playing it and like figuring it out on the way, or feeling I haven't had enough practice or something. And I know that's something I always used to do myself in like big events, that, oh, if I haven't played a certain deck, I haven't played a certain way, then I couldn't, give something a try. And I feel like a lot of what I'm trying to accomplish with the stream, and I think maybe why I created the wheel in the first place, is to help myself get out of my comfort zone. Because I tend to play only certain things, and at least when, wacky stuff comes up on the wheel, I can try something new, and having it be a league is not that much of a big deal type thing. Plus, somebody subscribed, it subsidized the cost of it anyway, etc., etc. So, and then in that, maybe I'll get inklings of something I liked here or there or whatever. So Joe Dyer, Volrath XP, who writes the articles weekly for MTG Goldfish, posted, and I've seen him, he's also been posting screenshots, so that's kind of what caught my eye. So beyond the screenshots, posted something today about, actually, can we just go find it? If you're not already reading Joe Dyer's articles, you should just fix that in the first place. He does Vintage 101, and he also catches up on Legacy. So if you care about Legacy, go check that out. But for Vintage, you should definitely be already reading these. But he breaks down, literally, the Mana Trader series, which is going on this month. Shout out for the sponsorship. Thank you. But what's interesting is he gives the idea of this deck. Now, was it Eric's Crab Shack had been a deck where Hedron Crab and Fastbond and Oboro, you can play the land, get the Hedron Crab trigger, tap the land, bounce it back to your hand. Fastbond says, you can play another one, and you play another one, etc., etc., etc. So for as many life points as you have, -1, you can have that many land drops. And the interesting card, or I should say the newer card that's interesting with it, is Valakut Exploration, where it's an enchantment that'll sit there, and landfall starts triggering access to more cards for you, and it specifically says you may play that card. So other exile type effects have said you may cast that card, and that has taken away the ability to play lands, for example. So this would let you play more lands, which would then reveal more cards, which would let you play more lands, etc., etc. So, and then say you were able to build up a large amount of exiled cards. At the beginning of your end step, if there are any cards exiled with Valakut Exploration, put them in your graveyard, in the owner's graveyard, and then Valakut Exploration does that much damage. So say you didn't have the crab, you just had Fastbond, you could play out a bunch of, you could play enough lands, I guess 20, to get enough triggers with Valakut Exploration that it will just shotgun your opponent in the face. So that doesn't appear to be the main one. I guess you also don't have to do it all at once. That's a big thing. You could exploration them over the course of a couple turns, but theoretically, if you have the rest, if you have Crab and Fastbond and the land together, you're probably just going to mill them out. And the other thing I liked about this was having Underworld Breach. Well, Valakut Exploration is going to dump cards into the graveyard, not exile them. And then Underworld Breach would let you take advantage of that with more fuel for your things. And you also have Brain Freeze. So we're already an Underworld Breach deck. Not Me in the chat says, I generally think Crab Fastbond decks are super weak because they still lose to Pyro, Bolt, and Sword, which counters the strength of the Fastbond decks. And that's fair. If you rely on something, if your whole deck only relied on Hedron Crab to win, yeah, I would say the version that I've seen on camera at Eternal Weekend or the other versions I've seen are definitely a lot more fragile. This, I feel like, is something that will be fun to just mess around with and see whether the Fastbond exploration part tickles our fancy, and or say Underworld. The Underworld Breach part is obviously good, but is there enough here to support that? So I would be interested in seeing that too. Plus, as we have noted, I tend to like a lot of lands, and this is like as absurdly too many lands that you should even have in the first place. So that's probably secretly Not Me hates this deck for just having too many lands in it. Well, I feel, haven't I played a version of your Fastbond deck? Or I think it was Matt, I was messing, and maybe Matt got it from you as well. Okay, 30 lands. Whoa, what's this? What's this? What's this? Anime betrayal that you hate playing too many lands, and then you're playing a 30 land deck? Sounds suspicious. No, I do remember playing with Uro, that one blue-green Fastbond Uro deck that was just kind of goofy, but at the same time I thought was still interesting. Oh, that was the NYSE that I played it at, and did not go well. I had fun though. I did not do well, but I had fun. Okay. So what I'm thinking is I will start by pulling this list in, and I'm just gonna do the plain tournament practice room, or if anybody out there has a list together and they would like to play, I would just like to kind of get a feel for how this works. That's not bad. It's only 15. We're only 15 cards off. They're probably all good cards. Hey, Thorn. All right, let's see what... Not Me. Okay, so would you say this is more like the kind of lands decks that you would see in Legacy? Does that more approximate, would you say? Not Me? Just by looking at that other list. Sorry, I'm just trying to finish up the trade. Yeah, so Well, no shit. I'm saying I see the general principle, and maybe that's. I guess no. I'm looking at the fast bonds, the explorations, and yet in my head somehow I'm like, yeah, it's Life from the Loam. I mean, it's not Life from the Loam, but I guess my head decided to approximate that for you. Now, no shade to Joe, because this definitely looked interesting, and that's why I pulled it in. But what if we played Not Me's version instead? Like, having looked at this list, and I like the idea of it, we have the Force of Wills and all that kind of stuff. This seems more like the amount of nonsense I would like to do. So, do you have that easily exportable? Or should I just create it real quick? I'll just create it real quick. All right, so instead, I guess step one is cut every blue card but Ancestral and Time Walk. I'm glad to see you at least put Time Walk in this deck. That's an improvement from where you've been. All right, Fast Bonds, check. I guess you have stuff sorted that way. Lotus, Emerald. Sorry, no Lotus. Nope, just Ruby, Emerald, Mox Diamond. Oh, there was, why is it sorted weird? Sorry. So we need a Mox Diamond. Go with the real one. Okay. Put the blue cards on it. No breaches. We need more Valakut exploration. I just want to say I appreciate, as always, we start out with a bad deck idea, and Not Me saves the day by, as always, providing us a better version of the deck. Coming through in the clutch. So 4 Fastbond. We need some more crop rotations. Do you... Okay, that'd be way easier, thank you. Alright. So, what are we missing? Oh, I gotta... The cards are not matching. That's going to annoy me. What I was going to ask you is whether or not having all these fast bonds as well as explorations, I guess each exploration is a painless fast bond, if that's even true. Okay, so... making sure you have the most land drop. That makes sense. Okay. Anything else to update? That ghost quarter. I have the feeling we're going to have mismatched lands, and I feel like I might just live with that. So, I like the idea of making one of them an Uro. Do you want to take out a Fastbond, or would you take out an Exploration? Probably an Exploration, right? Yeah, like as soon as I said it, I'm like, but why would I cut that? That seems to be the superior one. So we'll cut this Exploration that doesn't match. And we somehow managed to remove every card from the deck. Today has been a rough day. Work was not great. I'm glad I can provide entertainment for the audience despite the struggles I'm having. Okay. So, Mana Traders. I know I got all those other cards, but hear me out. What if instead you gave me even more cards and an Uro? Now the key will be, are they going to give us, or is it not going to give us new versions of the cards that we've already gotten? That'll be interesting. Like I think it requested more Fastbonds here because it didn't have this art Fastbond. I guess I will have to see what it gives me. I don't know. It looks like a whole bunch of stuff. Submit. I mean, that makes more sense. Like, I do not need 8 Fastbonds. Spoilers. So. Okay. But we can update. We can update what we can try. So we can at least give ourselves the extra Fastbond there. Did we get Ramunant? We'll live with it. The lands are wrong again, so we got to fix those. Okay. We've gotten this far. Let's see if anybody in the Vintage Tournament practice room will play us just for fun. I mean, there's quite a bit of people out there. They're getting their mana traders on, so good job for them. Our match has started. I mean, what kind of cards are, or I guess, what are our mulligan decisions? I see an Ancestral Recall, so I feel like I should just keep. Spoilers, I decided to keep. So, how would you play this? My thought is that I want Mox Diamond to Ancestral. Would you put a Mox Emerald out there? I mean, what are they going to do? They're not going to counter me or anything. Mental Misstep. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad I threw away Bajukabog, but my deck has so many lands, I'm sure I have 12 copies of it. I didn't need to play the Mox, because I was like, oh, I can tap it for green. I know you have green there, buddy. My thought was, haha, I will get rid of Ghost Quarter and put Tabernacle on him, but I'm like, what good does that do? Is there a way to recur the lands back? Raminap Excavator, okay. Might as well get this going. Force of Will. So crop rotation would have been met, and more punishing had I done it that way. How many of that guy do I have? I have multiple. Yeah, as soon as I played that one, that is what I was thinking. Hi, buddy. If do I just get Glacial Chasm? So I need to get Dryad back to my hand first. That's what I want to do. There he is. Have I hit Haunted Fengraph yet? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Bang, 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 bang. All right, I gotta admit, this is making my day a lot better. All right, I gotta admit, that was a pretty good one. Bang. All right, well. See, that felt good. What kind of stuff do you cut? Do you cut just like the extraneous? I guess really what is extraneous here, right? I didn't even realize we got the good Mox Diamond. Hey, Justin. There's no reason to play that. All right, I need to move the sound alert for that so that you can actually see me when it happens. Like, what if we put it like up there? So then that way, the animation is up there instead. That should work better. Okay. Sorry, back to this. Leyline of the Void. Probably. I mean, what do you do if you want everything? Because they're also going to have ley lines potentially. What kind of stuff do you cut? No pressure, but we have 40 seconds, and I'll just run a 66 card deck. I don't care. One more. Another basic. I took one of the forests. I still have a forest and a mountain. 61 it is. Can't deck us. 61 card special. I mean, this looks great. Turn 1, Lotus, Valakut, and not play any lands whatsoever. No. Lotus, I'll say crack for green, but we want to get that first Valakut trigger. I'll keep. If they have Leyline, whatever, that we can use Force of Vigor to stop that. We have a Ghost Quarter to deal with the first Bazaar on their side. And we're on the draw. We'll just draw a green source. Their Serum Powdering. They found their Bazaar. Bloodghast, Imp, Narcomoeba, and a Hollow One, and they're going to be holding Force of Will. Any bets that they have Force of Will held? I'm not saying, I'm just saying. That's a great one. All right, so we hit Bazaar. I can play the Bazaar. So my question is, do you normally play the cards out from under Valakut and keep the cards in your hand? That's not a bad one. Do we play this Mox Diamond? I don't have any more basics of it. Do I play this Mox Diamond so I can play Ghost Quarter so I can play this Ancestral? I feel like that's got to be good. See? 1, 2. So we're at 15. What's that? Another Bazaar, another Leyline. I'd have to draw 2, discard 3. Fog you. There's Ramunap. I need to get a green source. Okay, so we have unlimited life now. Did we have a Dryad? Gotta play out some lands first. Can I cast the Dryad yet? Not yet. Strip my own green sources. That's a good point. Save targets. Always yes. Is this a turn one? Okay, that's decent. All right, so I feel like this deck might be okay. And no offense to Joe, but I feel like this is more fun.